Alright, so we're making kvass. That is going to be some of that. Top of that, we got some dates. We're going to need some sugar, we're going to need some yeast, but that's all for later. Starting off, first things first, take the bread. We got to get that stuff blackened. So, my move is, I like saving these heels for it. Every loaf you get one of these heels and several slices of bread, at least with this Ruby Schlager that I've been picking up to do this with. Now, what I like to do, typically we need 2 slices, so I will use this heel, which I'm going to chop up into bits, and then I'm going to toast the ever-loving crap out of. Because I had this one extra slice, I'm going to throw that in as well. Hopefully we get some extra maltose out of it, and make a better product. So, what I'm just going to do here is try to turn this into pieces, because I find it toasts a little bit better that way, and also when it's finished in the pot, because we're going to be boiling this for a little bit, it's easier to take out and strain these individual pieces. I've done this a couple times now, and it seems to work for me. Whether it's authentic and such, who knows, but again, it works for me. So, here is the toaster rack. I'm using a toaster oven, not a traditional toaster. I got rid of my toaster years ago because it wasn't that good. And really, I would much rather have a versatile toaster oven that I can do many good things with, as opposed to a device which only does bread. Ta-da! 1.5 liters of water. Crank it on high. We want to get that up to a boil. Other thing I like to do, because I do, I like putting my fruit in advance, because we'll bring it up to a boil. It's going to kill whatever undesirables might be on there. Also, I've decided we're going to throw an apple into the mix. Why? Because I've got it, and I've never done it, and I'm sure it's going to be rather tasty. Oh yeah, that's looking well toasted. So I'm going to start dropping these into the pot of water. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love that sort of puff hiss noise. Just get it all in, get it all in. Alrighty. Oh, this will be good. We'll now turn that off, and now we wait. We weren't waiting before, we're waiting now, because this is going to sit about 4-ish hours. I've gone so far as to let it go overnight. I have. So here we are, several hours later, and it's time to get the bread out of the kvass. Ding! this out of the way. So, my move at this point, we want the bowl, we want the strainer. I like using a good old spoon. Point, drop it in. I like to just give it a crush just to make sure we have no wasted liquid in there. As you can see, you do get a fair bit back out. And now we just repeat. Maybe I'll do a time lapse on this, see what that actually looks like. Okay, so that looks to be all the bread out of the pot. So, that now done, I can get this out of the way. Okay, our next important mission, we've got to add the sugar and the yeast to the pot. So, ta-da, half cup sugar. And teaspoon of friend yeast. Back under the lid, and we'll check in on this in a couple of days. So it's now 2 days later from where we last saw what was going on in here. We started off with 1.5 liters, so I've got 3 500 ml jars. To do this, my technique involves the funnel and the coffee filter. So it's just pretty much suspend it best you can with one hand, pour through the filter, the funnel will then direct it into the jar. That said, let's take a look at what we got and see how we are going to go about doing this. The first step is actually going to be skimming off our surface stuff. It doesn't look overly appetizing to me. I really don't think it's going to be that enjoyable. So what we've got here is our friend, the measuring cup. You can use bowl, whatever you've got. Good sized spoon. And we are just going to try to get what we can out of here. Get to the challenge of the pour. Hopefully we get this good and in frame. It's sort of interesting trying to work against my usual. Oh, there we go. And of course with the sediment and stuff, it does take a bit to get through that coffee filter. But you can use a spoon to crush and stir and motivate, let's say, the liquid to go through. So let's grab up that spoon. Then we got the sediment here. We can just put that with the rest of it. Let's bring that back just to work a little easier. a good bit of liquid content there. Now all that's really left, slap some lids on these bad boys, toss them in the fridge, and let them chill. After a couple of hours, they will be great to enjoy. At least I hope so, having never actually made this batch before. We'll actually see. So here we are, a few days later. It is time to sample. Well, I say a few days. It's actually been, ooh, nice hiss. It's now Thursday. I jarred this on Friday, so this is actually day 7 of sitting in the fridge. Smells nice, smells familiar, like other batches that I have made in the past. Nuts. Did not want to spill, don't want to waste. So we've got some good color here. At least I think so. It's the date smell that I'm getting in here the most. Not much of the apple. Haven't tasted it yet, but that is about to go. Not bad. Sour. Not getting the bubbles that I'm used to. Yeah, definitely a date undertone. I am enjoying that. Not much on the apple. Pleasant. I think next time I'll try it with 2 apples, see if I can get this going any further. More interest. We will up the fruit count, same batch, same recipe. We'll see what happens when we go 2 or 3 apples instead of just the 1. Until then, don't be a kvass.